jewelry when you get to the Nationals. So let's go through our schedule real quick. So today's June 24th. This weekend, Friday and Saturday, the store will be closed because we'll be setting up on Friday, and then I think they're open for sales Friday evening when they do registration at Dutch Country in Lancaster, the Wyndham Resort, I think it is, and then that feis is on Saturday. And then we are home on Sunday doing some packing and things. So Monday, the 30th of June, is your last day to order for shipping before Nationals. If you want it to be shipped or you want to pick up at the store, the last day is Monday, June 30th. So we're going to be open tomorrow, Wednesday, June 25th. But only by appointment from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. because we're running around doing all kinds of stuff. So if I know somebody's coming at a certain time, I'll be in the shop. So Wednesday, June 25th and Monday, June 30th, you can come into the store to get shoes or whatever you need. But by appointment, please, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then last day to order for shipping is June 30th. And then after that, you can order online. For those of you not going to Nationals, you can order online. It'll be shipped on June 10th. We'll get back here because we're only an hour and a half away. So we're going to come home the day that the event finishes. We'll be home that night and we'll unload the next morning, probably late morning. So we'll ship that afternoon. So if you order for shipping during that period of July 1st through 10th, it'll ship on the 10th. For those of you who want to get grab and go orders, which I highly encourage, especially if you are trying to pick up Gillies, any shoes, but especially Gillies, because if you're trying to wear them for Nationals, order them ahead of time to be picked up there. And if it's me or from Rutherford's or Feis, whatever vendor you're trying to order from, you need to order ahead of time if you're trying to get Gillies, because there's always those shoes that are in high demand and short supply. And this year it tends to be the range for the Hullikens, 4.5 to 5.5. And I guess the Feis is like 4 that I'm having trouble keeping in stock. He may not be having trouble, but I seem to sell them as fast as I get them in, is like 4 to 5. So I will only be taking my Hullikens there at this. That's what I think at this time. If that changes, I'll let you know. But I can bring my other shoes there if they're pre-ordered. I've already had some people pre-order. So if you want me to bring shoes, please order them ahead of time. So the way that grab and go works, you order on our website everything you want. You say pick up, and then it'll say that you have to pick it up at our store. Sorry, my hair it's so humid. It'll say pick up at our store. Ignore that. Put in the comments you want to pick it up at Nationals. If you're having trouble getting things, so the way our Square dashboard works is we have to have inventory in there for you to be able to order it. And we have kept up really well with our inventory as far as getting things in stock. What we have dropped the ball on is getting that posted when it comes in. So I have a pretty good supply of shoes right now. I'm out of H5 size 5s. I'm waiting, and size 2s. I'm waiting for my next box. I just got a box in today, but the 5s and the 2s are still in back order. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody, we get them for Nationals, because I have a couple people waiting for those. And then what was I saying? Oh, so most of the shoes, most of the items I have a good stock of, but I'm trying to get caught up on posting it. So if you're trying to buy something, I had somebody trying to get bling socks today, and yesterday it was laces. And if you're having trouble, if it won't let you buy it, it says it's out of stock, please shoot me a text message, 240-997-4583, or an email, and let me know, and I will update that so you and other people can order. And I'm trying to get caught up on that. I have a whole stack of shipping documents that I have to post what we've received, so I'm trying to get caught up on that. So please bear with me. Anyway, so you can order as the night before you want to pick it up. Say you're coming into Nationals on the 5th to dance on the 6th or the 7th. So you can order on the 4th and say, you know, for pickup at Nationals. The night I get it, now if we're really busy during the day, which sometimes we tend to get really busy first thing in the morning, and then we have kind of a lull, and then it gets really busy right before recall, because the kids are all wandering around trying to distract themselves waiting for a recall. And then the gap between recall and awards also tends to be when the kids are coming in, the dancers are coming in for the next day. So that tends to be busy, the later afternoon. So if the order comes in during that period, I might not see it. And so it wouldn't be ready right immediately. But when everybody starts going into awards before we leave for the night, we restock the booth and we pull all the orders that have come in during the day and stick them in a bag, and they're ready for the morning. So you can always check if you get in early on a day that you've ordered it. You can always check and see if it's ready, because if it came in and we had that little bit of a lull, then you know we're going to keep ourselves busy and we're going to fill any orders that have come in. So go ahead and check. And you know, it does. You could always say, if we're not really busy and you have a minute to wait, you can just say, I just put in an order. Can I pick it up? And we'll go ahead and pull it for you right there. But ideally, you'd put your order in, and then we'll pull it. It'll be in a bag with your name on it, saying pick up at Nationals. And if you order it online, it'll say paid. So whoever gives it to you knows that you don't have to pay. Let's see. So I talked about, so our store is open by appointment on the 25th and the 30th from 10 to 8. On July 1st, which is Tuesday, we are closed because we are going to be sorting all the packages that hopefully have come in by then, and loading, you know, and putting that into the bins so it takes less room in the truck, and then loading the van. And I'm telling you, when we're going to a majors, that is Tetra, and luckily Rick is really good at that, but it takes us some time. So we are closed on July 1st because our driveway is going to be a holy mess while we load that, and it won't be safe here. Plus, who knows if the thing you want is probably in the van. So that day we're closed. On July 2nd, we're closed too, because we'll be driving down to National Harbor and setting up for the event. And then there's no sales that day. So if you see us, you could say hi, but please don't come to try to buy, because we're going to be trying to set up and we're not really allowed to sell on July 2nd. July 3rd is the first day for sales. Right now it says that sales are 5 to 9. I have a feeling that may change if all the vendors can get in on the 2nd and get set up. You know, normally the reason that they restrict us to only open at a certain time is to give everybody a chance to get in, so people aren't trying to haul carts of merchandise and have stacks of stuff everywhere. And then we've got dancers and their families coming around, and siblings and little ones running, and it gets to be really dangerous. So that's the reason that they restrict the sales. So I know in the past, if everybody's in and it's safe for people, they have let us open early, and that is always like an announcement so all the vendors know, and we're all have the same opportunity to open up for sales. So if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you'll be the first to know that when we open for sales. But right now it's 5 to 9 on the 3rd. And then from July 4th through the 9th, I think they said we had to be open 7 a.m. till 8 p.m., but we are generally open 6:30 a.m. And I'm saying till 9, but it's whenever everybody goes into awards and the doors close and then it's suddenly dead quiet out there, then that's when we start restocking and pulling orders that we need to fill for the next day. And as soon as all that's done, so probably 8:30 to 9, then we're heading up to have some dinner and go to bed and be ready for the next day. So we are coming back here. I said the night of the 9th. We'll be unloading on the 10th, but we're not going to be open. We'll be doing all of our shipping and catching up on all of our shipping on the 10th. The 11th and 12th, I think we'll still be like reorganizing the warehouse, because sometimes when we leave, as much as we try to stay organized, it gets a little crazy. And and then we'll probably take some downtime. And then July 20th and 21st, we're right back in the Fesh Trail mode. We'll be going to Tessie Burke Fesh in Pittsburgh, and the 27th, 28th, whatever that weekend. It's usually Saturday afternoon. There's some events, and Sunday is the Fesh for Nation's Capital. And I think that's in, I want to say Herndon. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. Okay, I talked about the grab and go. For all of you people that are local, and by local, depends on how far you like to drive. I consider 4 hours or less local because we drive so much. I would encourage you to come and visit the venue. If you're a Maryland or a Virginia resident, and maybe Pennsylvania, you can get in for free. You just show your driver's license, or you have to have a photo ID. I don't know how it works for kids. It's in this document I'll tell you about in a minute, though. And then you can get in free. Also, if you're active duty military, not National Guard or Reserve, but active duty military, from anywhere, you get in free. So maybe if you have, families that are in the room block and have extra kids, and they, I don't know how that part works either. You have to read their thing, but if you have one of your people's active duty military, maybe use that, and then you have an extra armband for a friend or a relative who needs it. That I'm probably not supposed to say that, but anyway. So anyway, the vendors will be open. You can go. You'll be able to see the girls and boys practicing, and young men and women. You'll be able to see them practicing, and go around the venue and feel the energy of what a nationals or what a majors is like. You cannot go into the ballrooms for the competitions unless you have a wristband. I couldn't tell the way it was worded. There's a document that NAIDC just put out. And if you'll find the link on their Facebook page. It's NAIDC 2025 on Facebook and Instagram. And they just put out a link to, it's like an events.com or something like that talks all about these wristbands and how everything's going to run. It could be that I'm trying to read fast because I'm trying to get a lot done and I just glossed over it. But I didn't see in there if it addressed awards. I know in the past, they restricted who could go in to see the competitions to those with wristbands, but awards was open to everybody. And it wasn't clear in there to me what the case is this time. So as soon as I'll try to find that out. And as soon as I find that out, I'll let you know. We have a video coming out tomorrow. Michael's my son who does our content until Monday. He's leaving us Monday, unfortunately. So we have a video coming out on Wednesday because we went down to National Harbor on Thursday. And I apologize for the quality of the video. I was the one holding the phone and doing the talking. He did the best job he could with editing. I think he did a stellar job if you would have seen what he was given to make that video. But yeah, he did a good job trying to clean up what I gave him. But the video shows you... and mind you, that was Thursday. There was nothing there from the Nationals yet. So it was we were just walking through the venue. And the vendors are going to be kind of spread out. Thank goodness, all of you who were in SROs 2019, and remember the vendors being 2 floors down a long hallway in the abyss of the basement, that nobody could find us. Thank God that this committee did not do that to us. So thank you to the current NAIDC vendor committee. They put us all in areas that I think are going to be pretty highly trafficked. There are 2 ballrooms in the Cherry Blossom area. There's the Cherry Blossom Ballroom, and I think it's the Woodrow Wilson Ballroom. And there's going to be a small vendor area right outside the Woodrow Wilson ballroom. That's where Gavin Air Designs is going to be, and there's a couple other vendors, and I think the Fesh dress, the dress to impress, used dresses, I think is going to be back in there. And then the Cherry Blossom Ballroom, there's a stage in there, and there's a lot of vendors there, to include us. The Cherry Blossom Ballroom and vendor area is the closest to the hotel. It's actually like on the end. It's in the hotel proper, probably in between. There's two towers of rooms, and you look down onto this huge atrium, and there's a in the very bottom of the atrium is where it looks like a little village and all the restaurants are. And then the next floor up is where it's like a big lobby, and that's where the Cherry Blossom Ballroom, the Cherry Blossom group of vendors will be. And then you go down a little hallway to the Woodrow Wilson, but you'll see it in our video. And then there's a short little connector aisle that takes you from the hotel to the conference center or convention center, and then a very long hall that takes you down to the Maryland ballrooms, where there'll be 2 more stages in the Maryland ballrooms, and there'll be another group of vendors there. So as far as I can tell, everybody that will have the 2 main shoe vendors, Feis and Rutherford, will be down there. Now we're going to have shoes too. We'll have all our Helicans, but the Feis and Rutherford guys will be down there. And I think all the people with hair stuff, which would be Dance Bling, us, and I think Camilla Rose, is going to be in the Cherry Blossom. There's a list on their Facebook page, NAIDC 2025 Facebook page, that tells you which vendors are in which. No, I am incorrect. That is not on their list. I have that in an email I was sent, and I think I will put that on our Facebook page where you can find which vendors, because I don't remember seeing that on their Facebook page yet. So if you need hair stuff, the wig, hair and makeup room is going to be near the Cherry Blossom ballroom area. So that was good, because the people that have the donuts and the stuff you need for the hair and makeup are going to be right there. So we'll be there. Sandra from Dance Bling has that stuff. I just saw her at a feis. I'm trying to remember when. It's not been very Indie Feis, I think, the Indianapolis feis, and she is really well stocked on really beautiful hair accessories. So if you need a hair accessory, that's who you want to go see. She's got some. We have some little stuff, but that's where you want to start. She's got some really gorgeous things. Okay, so let's see, Cherry Blossom video. The video's coming Wednesday. And then I need to share, just go to the NAIDC 2025 Facebook page or Instagram page, but I'm also going to try to share it where it has that events thing, because it has if you're going to nationals, it has a lot of information about the venue, and like I said, about the armbands and things, and it has that map. Oh, what else do I need to talk about? And for those of you who are not going to nationals, I can remember before my dancer was qualified to go to the majors, everybody would be talking about the O's and the nationals and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, please get this over with. And all the message boards, all that was on there was who recalled and who did this, and sometimes it felt like the rest of the dancers got forgotten. Trust me, just when I say that, you're not forgotten. We realized that it's only probably the top third, or maybe even top fourth of all the dancers that are going to be at nationals. I don't mean top like the best, because it is the best, but it's also for the champs, but it's also, a lot of teams and things. So we realize everybody's not going to nationals, so just humor us, please, because we're just really busy getting ready for this, but because it is a big event to plan for and to pull off. It's a really big event, and all the teachers and all the committee members that are involved in the planning of this, and the teachers that are just trying to get students ready, everybody has been really working very, very hard. So I hope those of you who are not involved yet, will just keep in mind that you'll be there soon, or one day, and just give everybody some grace until we get through this crazy period. So that, I think, I know one other thing I wanted to talk about. And I will have to post a picture because I didn't bring it down with me. So this weekend we were at the Louisville feis and the Bluegrass feis. And while we were at the Louisville feis, you know, we took in a lot of cash, which is what we used to do in the old days. We would take in probably about a third cash, and the other 2/3 would be card or Apple Pay or whatever. And then it kind of tapered off, especially during COVID. And so now it's starting to come back. We're starting to get more cash. Well, we took in a couple $100 bills, which I don't mind doing that, and we won't stop doing that. We're not going to stop accepting cash because I believe that we should be a cash-based society. But our helper took it in, we think, because none of us, but we're not blaming her. What we're saying is she took it in. I counted it to put in the bank. Rick counted it to put in the bank. So 3 people looked at this $100 bill, and none of us noticed anything amiss. When Rick went to deposit it today, the teller showed him where it was. It wasn't really counterfeit. It was passed as a counterfeit, but it's actually it was a movie prop. It says on there for motion picture purposes, but it's made to look like an actual $100 bill. But if you look closely, it says not legal tender. You know, it's not trying to be a counterfeit. It was just passed as a counterfeit. And honestly, I don't even know if the person who passed it to us, we don't know who that was. And I don't know that they even knew. And I am going to assume that they didn't know, that it came to them and they thought it was a legitimate $100 bill, and they passed it all along to us. And then when we tried to deposit it, and I'm just so thankful that I did not pay our helper with that $100 bill, because that would have been so upsetting to me if I had done that to her. But anyway, even though I wouldn't have known. So I'm going to post a picture of it. Just keep your eyes out, because what the bank teller told Rick when he went to the bank is that they're for movie props and TV props. When they have all that money, they're flashed in, and they're meant to be very well controlled. And some of them went missing, and now they're turning up in circulation. So I've already sent pictures of it to the vendor people that I'm friendly with, that I work with a lot, so that they can have a heads up. And I'm going to post it here because I want everybody to be careful and be wary of it. Like, just be sure you don't get rooked into that. So we are still going to accept cash. And that's the last thing I wanted to say to you about Nationals, is that on that events, that news that came out, it says that the venue is a cashless. It's a cashless venue. So that means every bottle of water, everything you buy at the venue, you have to have either a debit card, one of those cash cards. I think they have machines there you can convert cash to a card, but I did not see one. So I can't swear to that. You might want to call the hotel and ask. But anyway, if you buy anything at the hotel or at the convention center, it is cash only. I mean, it is no cash. But I will tell you, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm speaking for the other vendors here, we love cash. We really do love cash. If you want to pay us in cash, please pay us in cash. We save the fee. I mean, it's small, so if you don't want to carry all that cash, I get that too. You're in a different city and you're traveling around. I understand that. So it's not a huge fee, but it adds up. So if you want to pay us in cash, if you have a lot of cash and you can't use it at the hotel or the convention center, visit the vendors, because we love your cash. We will be so thankful for you to pay us in cash. And that's all I have to say about that. So with all of that rambling, I hope all of you have a great rest of your week. It is sweltering in Maryland. I'm not kidding. It was 115 in our car. I've never seen it that hot when we got into it to go to the bank and the post office. So I think the air was only 98. It was just the sun beating in. Anyway, it's sweltering. So stay cool and stay hydrated and enjoy your summer. If I don't see you soon, And if I'm going to see you at Nationals, I hope to see you all with big smiles and lots of enthusiasm. It's going to be a great event. And I'll see you soon. Bye.